Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and today we are gonna be messing with the Hewlett-Packard stash box down here. It's the D6000. It has room for 70 drives and the capacity can go way up there. I do believe that I had a 10 terabyte in there, and that is also what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be putting in two 10 terabyte hard drives in it, and not just any drives. These are SAS drives. All the other drives that we have put in it has been SATA drives, and that might be part of the problem why I'm having so much issue with this box. Maybe it doesn't like SATA drives, maybe it prefers SAS drives. It is still ever so slightly weird. Well, it's actually really weird, because it sees some drives and then it doesn't see some drives, and the further you get in the chain of drives, like the first 10 numbers will show up for sure at any time, but then after that each of those shelves down there has room for 35 drives, so there it goes from 1 to 35, and when you get up to the number over 15 or something like that, well, it's more like random if it shows up or not, and some drives will show up every time. And funny enough, like some old Western digital green drives, they'll show up every time. But then high quality Hitachi enterprise drives, well, not really. I have a whole bunch of them down here. So here's a whole bunch of 2 terabyte drives, Hitachi enterprise drives, and it's random as heck if it's wanna see those drives or not. I took out all the drives that was not showing up in the storage box over here. It's off right now. I thought that we should go and turn it on, but first, it's become a bit dusty in here. We need to turn on the computer and stuff. The dash box is, well, at the moment it's not connected, but it is to be connected with the awesome Lenovo X3650 Model 5 here. I have also disconnected that, because if it is connected and I turn on the server, well, for first it takes ages to check if there's anything bootable or anything it needs to know about that box, and often it just doesn't boot. By unplugging it boots. So there is that. So let's go around the back and connect something. So here we are around the back, and it's kind of a wire mess. We could get rid of some of them, so a little bit less cluttered. Right now there is a 6 gigabit controller in here, and the ports go in here, and they are kind of over here, those two there, and I have written number 2 and number 1 on them, but I have no idea which port is which here, so I'm gonna make an estimated guess and guess that this is 1, and that one is gonna be guessed as number 2 there. And we might as well turn on the box, which is down here. It has a nice little orange light there, and when we do that, it's gonna make a heck of a noise there, and it's gonna booting up. These drives are actually Hewlett-Packard drives, and I even have the right, one of the right drive cages for it, and it says 10 terabyte. Awesome. So I'm gonna mount these 2 drives in those 2 cages, and we are gonna be good to go. I'm done putting them in the cages, but I think that before we put these in somewhere, and we need to go figure out where to put them in, we should go check the computer and see what the computer sees. The whole thing is running Proxmox, and in Proxmox I have this virtual machine running over here, and if we go check that, we can see that the hardware, we have passed through a PCI card to that, and that's the HBA that is in there. So if we go to the virtual machine, which is this one, you can kind of see that it's a server 2016. I have 33 days left on my evaluation. I might rearm that when we get to it, But if we look in here, we can see that it sees 2 enclosures and it sees 49 drives. That's yeah, that's not all of them. I think the maximum I have been able to see here was 57 drives. And if we go, I have put them all into Windows storage pool here, and I created this Giga Store, which we had up to 115 terabytes at some point. Right now that's not working too great because it's missing a lot of drives here. Like, yeah, we can kind of see all these drives here. It's complaining about those. So make this a little bit bigger so we can see them. Unfortunately, it doesn't show which drive it is that is actually complaining, which is kind of a drag. It would have been cool if it had said, oh, drive number 1, drive number 2. And funny enough, it does that with the functioning ones. So that's kind of an irritating thing. So, well, I think before we put in the new drives, I will try and see if I can't get some of these to show up again. Oh, but luckily over here in the mega RAID, if we go to physical drives, we can actually see which drives it sees here. So drive number 1 is missing here, and well, so is drive number 13. So yeah, we can go search for those. So I made a short list of the drives that ain't showing up here. So let's open Sesame. There we are, and we're gonna be making some noise now that we do that. So, well, we can start with drive number 1, that one. Take that out. See, we have a 4 terabyte Hitachi drive that doesn't show up. And we can put that back in, and sometimes it just pops up then. And it will do something on the LEDs over here if it does. No, that did not show up. So 13. So there are 7 in each of these rows. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Another Enterprise Hitachi drive, 2 terabyte. Let's try that again. You saw it blinking, so now it might. See if it figures it out. Yeah, when it does that, it has figured that drive out. I'm gonna try number 1 again over here. Nah, not finding number 1. Then the next one is number 15. So 7, 14, 15. Another Hitachi 2 terabyte. Yeah, we got that one. And then number 21. 21, this one. Another Hitachi 2 terabyte. So, yeah, I know that number 30 in this one is weird as heck. So even though it does not see it at the computer, it might actually be here. So I'm gonna try shell number 2 now and do the same thing. You can see that there's a lot of drives missing in this one. That's all the drives that never showed up. I've kind of marked this as number 24 and forward don't show up here. So at the moment they're not in, they're down here. So I just checked the computer, and after that little exercise I got number 13 and number 15 to show up. So now I'm only missing number 1, 21 and well 30 is iffy if it's there. I didn't get anyone on the second shelf over here, but I'm I'm gonna try once more. After mingling drives around for ages, I am actually up on 56 drives in the array of that it sees. And it's kind of the Hewlett-Packard thing that, well, it doesn't register the drives, and the drives, they don't, well, they're okay. It's as if the slots that they're put in, well, randomly they don't want to see that drive, and suddenly it want to see another drive, and yeah, that's really random. But with 56 drives, the Giga drive here is actually just, it's not down anymore, it's just, well, really bad. It's it has no redundancy. Right now I think I can take the drives out that it doesn't want to see and try and put in those two 10 terabyte drives and see what happens. That could be really interesting. It says out here that it's SAS drives it sees. They're really not, they're SATA drives. So, but let's put in those two new drives. I've come down on the first array, drive number 22 is not showing up, and on the second array, drive number 4 is not showing up. So we're gonna try and put those two 10 terabytes in there. So, as I said, the first array is number 22 that is not showing up, and that is that one. So when I take that out, nothing should happen. It's not even gonna realize that it's gone. So we're gonna put that there. And then we're gonna take this first SAS little in, and we're gonna pop that in and see if it recognizes that one. I really hope that it do. Oh yeah, it liked that one. That popped right up. And it's blinking nicely here. So let's take the other one here. That's number 4, so we don't have to pull it out as far. But I'm planning to take the two old drives and put in on the back here. But number 4 should be able to take out and nothing will happen. Yeah, nothing there. So the other drive didn't have the right box for it, so I have written 10 terabytes on it. It's nice to keep track of these very big ones if I need them for another project at some point. So let's try and pop that in and see if that shows up in number 4. Yeah, it's already registered, so it really likes SAS drives and not SATA drives. So let's pop these two drives in over here. We might get lucky and they will appear here. I'm not holding my breath, but anything? Not really. At the computer we are immediately at 58 drives. Awesome. And in here, the second controller, it shows up as a 9.096 terabyte. And if we go down, I've mixed these controllers around. It pops up there, number 22, 9.096. In the storage manager, storage pool here, they also showed up 9.1 terabyte. I wonder if I can use these for my array. We might as well try that. For testing purposes, I created a Giga volume on this drive, which is using the Giga storage pool, and we can kind of see that right now it's working. I put the first 100 videos I ever did on there, only a backup. We can now go over to storage pool and we can tell it to remove the drives that has failed. So we can kind of remove drive. And it tells me that it will attempt to remove this drive and split the data out on the existing drive. So let's try that. And it's doing that. So it's working on that. I get a pop-up. While it's doing this, I shouldn't mess any further with the drive because it will mess up data if we do that. So we're gonna press OK and it's gonna continue. And at some point, the drive can be removed over here. I'm not sure where that status thing is at. So as I'm working on removing the drives from the array, the size of the array is going down ever so slightly. I'm on the last drive. I'm hoping that that will be completed in just a little bit, and then we will try and see if we can put the 2 new ones in there. Let's see what happens here. Yes, and we'll give it a little bit. Okay, I found that I kind of have to remove these twice for them to be removed. So when we remove this, it will run for a little bit and then it will actually remove it. And I'm guessing that this Giga drive over here should kind of become green or something, not being an error anymore. Yeah, I saw the drive disappear over here. So what happens when we press OK? Not really. Maybe we need to update it up here. Yeah, it kind of have an update button, and often you need to press that for it to really update, which is kind of bad. But well, we lost the exclamation mark, so now our 50 terabyte array is doing fine again. We lost a couple of terabytes up here, so we need to add some, don't we? Let's see where we extend our array. Do we right click it? Add physical drive, that might just be the thing. There. We have 2 physical drives that we can add. Will it take both of them? Total selected capacity 4 terabytes. Let's see, right now we are at 109 terabytes. So what will happen if we import these? Will we just get 2? That would be... Oh, we definitely got more than that. Did you see that? 127 terabytes. Apparently we can just add SAS drive, although it thinks that all the drives out here are SAS. So that's kind of cool or weird. Pick one. That was almost too easy after all this swapping drives around. We got more storage into the HP box, even though it's still random and weird as heck. But 127 terabytes it sees right now, and that's actually, there is 140 terabyte in the box. The rest, well, that would be 13 terabytes is kind of the redundancy, and why that I could lose drives and still recover from that. And that's Windows storage spaces. Ain't that stupid that you can remove drives like that and rebuild the array, and not just replace it, but actually have them, as long as there is available space on there, you can kind of divide the data and have your redundancy back. So right now it's already done migrating those 2 10 terabytes in there, but I could go in there and I can tell it to release those 2 10 terabytes again if I need it for another project. Maybe I want to put it in an M1 up here or something weird like that. Pretty awesome that you can do that, and you can, well, extend an array and you can reduce an array, and well, might get in handy someday. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Please remember to give this video a like. Join me over at Patreon, where I am always in need of more patrons to help with what I'm doing here. Hard drives aren't cheap and power ain't either, so do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.